Oh man. The whole point is to share it on here.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Embarrass the shit out of yourself.
Keep the conversation, as random as possible.
And you're doing a fine job on your end.
What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stardom right here in JG's Lounge. Episode 2 today on the 4th day stretch of JG's Gone Mad. And with me is none other than Brian Klauder. Man, how you doing?
What's up, man? How you doing? Glad to be here on this venture you're taking on your 4 days.
Yeah, man. It's always nice to make friends on this and people that watch what I do and appreciate it. And you and I stay in touch, and we've I've came to know you, and you always want to come on when you can. So of course I'm going to let you come back on the show, man, whenever you want.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. You're good people. We have a nice little group of people that pretty much think similar, and
right.
Got the same values. Just want to enjoy ourselves, do podcasts, meet people, have fun.
Yeah, man. And I was telling somebody earlier today, the guy that I had on earlier today, about how many different people I meet that have similar, like when I talk about the topics in the shows, that some people have the similar stories to go along with those that have completely different backgrounds. So it's pretty neat to experience those.
Yeah, it's like we're on the same road, but different ways of getting there.
Right, exactly. So how's October treating you, man? This is my favorite month of the year.
With work, it's busy. I'm procrastinating on doing the house with decorations. It's almost over, and gonna make the house look a little spooky. The wife likes the Jack Skellington, and I got that all over my house. We're watching the movies, doing a Halloween thing. It's one of her favorite parts of the year.
Yeah, we did it for like 6 or 7 years, and this year my wife and I were like, no, not this year.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
That's so much work, man. There's so much work. I mean, it's fun, but it's so much work.
Yeah, we have this big spider web we do, and big spider, and a huge Jack Skellington. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah,
you got to cut the lawn first. You got to clean the house. You got to do all that shit.
My neighbors are like that. Theirs are all inflatables, but there's like enough. There's enough to like lift our whole neighborhood up into the air because there's so many of them.
And we really never get that many trick-or-treaters. Every year we expect it, and put the light on to let them know that we're here. But I'm on a road where it's not like a neighborhood road. It's off the road off the neighborhood, so it's pretty busy, and people don't like to walk up and down there. Doesn't matter. I just get more chocolate at the end of the day.
Yeah, man. No, yeah. We end up with so much
for days.
Way too much candy.
Yeah.
Well, there's one thing about October that I picked for this episode, which is fear. I mean, things that people are scared of. And I wanted to go with something that's more of an everyday fear, and maybe not so much of a fear, but kind of that feeling you get when certain things happen that I know most of us have experienced. So I picked 10 things, and we're going to go through them and talk about them. How's that sound?
Sounds great. Let's go.
All right. First up is lost and found. Okay, so let me explain. So you're getting ready to leave the house and you don't have your wallet, or you're missing your phone, or something that you need, and you're in a hurry to go and you can't find it. That feeling you get of, oh shit.
Which is usually, you always forget something when you get that feeling.
Right. Yeah. No, I feel like it's something we all experience.
Yeah, I have a process every day before work. I sit there, I check my pockets. I just stand there. I look like I'm a zombie. I stand there, I'm checking it. And my wife's like, hey, Brian. I'm like, shh. And I just check everything. And then as soon as she starts talking to me, I'm like, okay, I got everything. As soon as I leave, I get that feeling. And it's either my work badge or just something stupid that I know I need every day. And I usually have, and it's sitting in a spot where I usually keep it. But every time, no matter what, every time you have that feeling, you're forgetting something. It's either you get that feeling and it leaves you immediately, or you get that feeling and it stays with you. That's when you forget something. It's weird. It's almost like a sense.
It is. It really is. And it's like I said, it's not necessarily a fear, but it lingers. It's like there until you figure it out.
It's like that extra sense you have, like when you have that butterflies in your stomach, or you're doing something. It's like it's a high percentage. Every time you think you forget something, you always forget something. It's weird.
And I'm sure that everybody that listens or watches this at some point is going to relate to this because everybody does it. I don't know how many times I've lost my wallet, or I'll have my wallet and I'll go to pay for something, and then my card's not there, or the
Yeah.
cash isn't in it. Like that, just kind of
When you
instant.
for the store, you're driving, you're like, yeah, I got this, I got that, and you grab your back pocket, like shit. You forget your wallet. You have to turn around and come back home, and you're literally right at the store when you get that feeling.
Yeah, yep, yeah, and I wish I had a routine, man, because I don't. I mean, I kind of do. You know, I walk in, I've got my keychain for my car keys, and I'll usually put my work hat, my badge on there too. But it doesn't mean I always do. I usually do, but I don't always. Or
That's my routine. I have all my shit ready,
Mhm.
and I always have it there, and then I put everything on, stand at the door, and I'm just silent for like a minute, solid minute. I don't let anybody talk to me, just to make sure I go through my routine in my head, and I'll go through it in my head about 4 or 5 times,
Right.
and then that's when I leave.
Do you? How early do you wake up before work?
I don't have to be up until 8 o'clock, and my
I
wife
got
leaves at 10 of 8. But sometimes she'll leave at to be at work at 8, or she'll have to be at work at 1 because she works in the court system.
right.
And when she's home is normally the time when I forget shit at home, and I'll forget my wallet, I'll forget something. It's always when she's home. Always. Love you, hon. Pain in the ass.
like for me, it's about a 35-minute drive to work, but I'll wake up an hour. So I plan on leaving an hour before I have to be at work, but I always wake up an hour before I want to leave, no matter what, because I know I'm going to snooze the alarm too much, and I
Yeah.
want to make sure that I have that window of time to just kind of wake up, gather myself, make sure I have everything.
Yeah. Well, with me, luckily, I don't have to punch in at 10:30, but I'm up at 8, so I got my 2 hours of messing around, and I got you beat on my ride to work. I got to be my job is 5 minutes down the road, literally.
Yeah, that's nice.
Jump in the car and I'm there, so I don't have to worry about traffic. It's on the same road that I live on, so it's kind of nice.
That is nice. This kind of leads into the next one, which is running late. And for me, it's not so much the running late, it's knowing that you have to be somewhere and you only have so much time left. You know, that feeling that you get, like some things aren't as important, so you're like, oh, whatever. But then there's like certain things
Yeah.
like work or I don't know, some sort of an event that you wanted to go to,
Right.
and you're like, I know it's this long of a drive, and I know that it's this time now, and I only have this much time, and then you get kind of like anxious almost because like you're like, okay, am I gonna make it?
Yeah. I mean, even though I work 5 minutes down the road, I'm late a lot because either I'll forget something to come home, or I don't get in trouble for being late because
Right.
we punch in at 10:30, but we don't start until like 10:40. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know I'm supposed to be there on time. I know I'm 5 minutes down the road, but I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
just that,
if they
like,
don't
that
care,
thing.
if they don't care, then what does it matter?
No, they don't. No, as long as I'm there, they're happy. So that's all that matters.
Well, have you had jobs like that though, where
Yeah,
you've
I
had?
had job. I worked for a meat processing company where they took they made ground beef, they made like little they made hamburgers, they put all this stuff which is packaged, and they sell them at certain stores. And some days we would have to be there by 6 a.m., and that was like a 35-minute ride from where I lived to Newark. And then sometimes they would have us come in at 2 in the morning, and I hated it. Oh God, I hated it.
Right.
I probably called out once a week there. I just, it was one of those jobs where I didn't care.
Yeah.
It felt like I was working in a freezer. It basically was because of the meat, but only benefits were I brought home some good Kobe beef, some grass-fed beef. It was
Oh,
nice.
that sounds good.
That
Actually
was the
sounds
only
kinda
thing I
nice.
liked about it. But other than that, and it's right when I moved back from Delaware to Jersey. I got a job quick just so I could, get some money about 3
Right.
years ago. And yeah, I hated it, and I just didn't want to be there. And unfortunately, 90% of the people that work there can speak English. So I'm always bullshit, joking, talking. I couldn't talk to anybody.
I feel like there's a fine line. Like you don't necessarily need to enjoy your job, but you shouldn't dread going.
You shouldn't
to
hate it. Right.
Yeah.
I hated my job. I hated going there. I hated going to sleep at night, knowing I had to be there in the morning. Just didn't like it. Luckily, the job I have now is so much better. I work by myself. You know,
that's nice.
I could talk to anybody I want. I'm in Brooklyn. Love it.
Yeah, that's great, man. See, and for me, like when I have that 35 to 40 minute drive, and I'm running behind, I'm like, okay, well, what if my tire goes flat, or what if there's a wreck, or there's a construction and I have to get around it. So like, if I don't have that 20-30 minutes extra, I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to call in time. I'm just gonna be late. Like I want to give a heads up. Like that's my mental.
That's the difference with me at my last job. I was like, please let me get a flat tire. Please let there be traffic. I need a better excuse than I used yesterday.
Do you guys have a lot of deer around there by chance?
Yes. Where I live, there really wasn't that many deer when I was a kid, and you know, nobody really hunted the deer. Now it's like you literally see deer walk across the street in your backyard. We have skunks. We have possums. I'm pretty sure we have a new species, which is part raccoon, part possum.
Like that's actually that's a thing now.
Face, I took a couple pictures. It has the face of a raccoon, body of a possum, tail of a possum. But you know how little raccoons just like grab shit and they eat shit and they use their hands. That's what this possum was doing. I've never seen a possum do that. So some freaks.
Yeah, because usually possums just stand there and eat. They don't use their hands to grab anything, right?
And the possum's got a long snout.
Long snout.
And when they act like they're dead, this guy looked like a raccoon, but like a possum.
That's crazy.
I mean, I was pretty drunk and high when I saw it, but I did take pictures of it, so I'm pretty sure.
I mean, at least you got you have the pictures. That's what matters.
Yeah, and it had the little black around the eyes, and he sat there and ate. And I'm recording the video, going, "Oh my god, this is a new species."
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and especially where I'm in Jersey. There's a lot of refineries around here, so I wouldn't be surprised some cross-breed toxic monsters growing over here.
That's definitely
Jersey.
That is true. All right. Next up. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, we used to go crabbing over here by the Arthur Kill, which is, I mean, it's like the Arthur Kill is like Jersey, Arthur Kill, New York. That's how close I am to New York. We used to go crabbing there all the time, eat the crabs, and then we seen the sign that said, "No more eating crabs. There's too much mercury in the water." And we used to see crabs with like 3 claws, 9 legs. So I wouldn't be surprised that this raccoon got into some poison.
So you see that coming out of the water there all the time?
Yeah.
Just and to think that there's not some weird hybrid beast down there at the bottom of the ocean, just
there's shit down there that will blow our minds that we haven't seen yet.
Oh, there's got to be, especially if we're seeing that kind of stuff just on like a daily, like not necessarily daily, but common.
Well, I have cats and I feed, outside cats where they eat outside, and I one cat that just followed my male cat home. It's a little baby kitten. We called her Boo, and she doesn't go near us, but she stays here. And that cat and all the other cats are friends with the possum, friends with the raccoon, friends with the possum coon.
That's crazy, man.
But yeah, they're all friends. They all hang out. It's insane.
That's. I mean, it's kind of neat, but it's also very creepy.
Yeah. It's like they all have this thing. All right, go ahead.
Next up, results. Like waiting for results on a test. I know for me being a manager, each week getting like the recap of our sales from the week before. There's always that feeling in the back of my head, like, okay, do I need to prepare for this? Like, is it going to be bad? Kind of you know what I'm talking about?
When you do your job, do you know that you're doing like a certain week, you're doing a bad job that you already know the results that are going to come in are going to be bad?
No, it's more like, okay, so you have a prediction of your sales to that, like a tracker based on the week prior and the year prior kind of thing, and then
Right.
it kind of
Okay. Right.
averages it, and then along with what the trending whatever, and then it's either up or down. But when you have a bunch of different items, and it's hard to track every one of them, so like you might think you're doing really good, but then like there's one or two items, or you have a bunch of like product that's expiring that you didn't realize that you had in the back, and then it hits your numbers and flips it like this, even though you thought you
Right.
were doing really good. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different aspects of it that make it really intense when it comes to looking at the number side of it. And I suck at numbers.
Yeah. Luckily, with my job, everything's with numbers. That how I work, how quick I get the job done, the amount of work I do. Everything is counted for, which I like because you don't have that aspect of a person that works with you and blows the steam up your ass saying, "Oh, dude, you're doing a great job, man. I'm gonna give the boss a thumbs up for you." And then when you're not there, the guy's like, "Yo, you better get rid of this guy. He's a piece of shit." Then when you talk to him again, he's like, "Yo, I gave him the good word for you." So there's none of that. Everything is numbered.
Right.
Everything. So that's why, and I could always check every day. I could go into my work app, see how my numbers are, see what's low, see what I need to work on, and it's so much better because it eliminates that drama of working with people. And like I said, I do work for myself, or work with myself, so I don't have to worry about that type of drama. But yeah, it is also stressful because I know some weeks I just don't have it. I'm just existing in my job, and I just got too much shit on my mind, and I'm just doing what I'm doing. But I still, and then the next week, and I'm like, oh, I know my results are going to be shit. And then I look at it like, oh, it's not that bad.
Yeah. So, and
then
that's
it's
kind
not motivating for you to where next week you're like, oh, well, I did kind of shit last week. If I keep that shit pace,
but then you have that intensity feeling going up into reading it. Kind of. Some people might say that they don't, but there's some sort of like, okay, what's it going to be? And then it's either like a relief or a fuck. Like, it's one of those two things, but just those, I feel like those waves of feelings and energy that people go through, that is sort of the topic of today. And a lot of people feel it in everyday situations, and they don't really think about it.
Yeah, it's like living with your wife. You think you're doing
what am
great.
I coming home to? I think I'm pretty sure I mowed the yard.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. That's tomorrow because my days off are Thursdays and Fridays, sometimes Saturdays. But yeah, like I told her last night, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be on the podcast today. You expect you to get a good result from her saying, okay, do a good job. Let me know how it is. It was more like, yeah, make sure you get everything done before you go on. It's like, okay. Different result than I was expecting.
You got it.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. I've been married 8 years, man. I get it.
Yeah. I'm on my third, so
yeah, well.
I learned to say yes, ma'am, no problem. Moving on.
You either handle it or you don't. It's kind of how it works. Yeah.
Right.
All right, next up, we got getting caught. For example, if you got caught on this podcast and didn't get all the stuff done.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting caught today. But getting caught, yeah, like with the results with the job and not doing really your work up to par.
Yeah.
I got caught with my boss saying, all right, your numbers came in and this person said this and this person said this, and you got this. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'll step it up. I'll step it up. And next thing you know, you're just going back doing the same shit over again.
Yeah.
But it ultimately comes down to if there's no enthusiasm in your job, and if you're just doing the same work really hard and getting shit results, and then you're doing your job shitty and getting the same results, why not just keep doing a job shitty?
To get the same results.
No, I'm not saying that that's how I am, but
right.
I think that way. But a lot of people that work with me and under me, they don't give a shit. And they always have the bad results. And they're always getting caught, and they just don't give a shit. Right. And it's hard. We have so many people calling out. We have so many people just not
That's
showing up. Nobody
everywhere,
wants to
man.
work anymore. It's a
Yeah,
shame.
it is. It's
Easy
it's
job.
it's in every industry, man. Honestly, it's because it's been for years here, and it's only getting worse with social media becoming
Yes.
a ways of money.
Yeah. Ways it means to everybody thinks they can
You
make it
got
rich.
you have kids on TikTok acting like robots and getting tons of money right now. Like that's
Yeah.
a thing right now.
And they're idiots getting paid, and all the other idiots they think they can do it, and then they
Uh-huh.
decide not to work, put all their money into that. This world's going down the tubes fast. It is.
Yeah, technology has been great and terrible, man. Because
Yes.
the
Well,
younger
everything's
generation doesn't need the learning skills because they can just record themselves doing nothing.
yeah, but I think that the shit people that we're talking about right now that are doing this are the kids and young adults that entered the world with the technology.
Yeah,
People like us, we didn't have it, and then now we have it, so we see
right.
the benefits and the bad
Yeah,
parts of it. But the kids that grew up right into it, like grew up 2 years old with a phone in their hand,
right.
those kids are a lost cause. You have
Yeah,
to take that shit away from them until they're old enough to understand. Then you give it to them, because it's either this device in your hand is going to show you how to get from point A to point B, give you a recipe, or it's going to be a babysitter. And
right.
how lazy people are nowadays, it's a babysitter. And you see some of
Yeah.
these 2-year olds just scrolling with their fingers. You never taught them how to do it. They're just
Mm.
scrolling shit, hitting links.
Yep,
It's amazing. It's
it
amazing.
is.
But those are the people that are really going to mess everything up for us. They're going to be in
It's
Congress one day. They're going to be taking control of the world.
have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Yes, I just watched it not like a week
It's
ago.
that's what it's going to end up being like.
The electrolytes.
But it has electrolytes.
You want to go to Starbucks and get a handy? That's a great movie, and it's so true on where we're going.
Yeah, it really is. And Crocs, it's funny. Crocs
Yeah,
are on there, and they said let's pick something that will never make it big, and Crocs made it really big, and
yeah,
there's still different adaptions of it.
yeah. It's insane. It's insane that movie is like they have the same type of power as The Simpsons, where they're predicting shit, and
Hmm.
it's crazy how much The Simpsons have predicted
Hmm.
with Trump, with every 9/11, all that
Uh,
shit. I mean, I
yeah,
know it's almost similar to somebody said that. I forgot who mentioned this, but they said the only way to desensitize someone is to throw something so outrageous in a movie or in a show, so when people see it, they think it's insane. But when it happens to them in real life, they already saw it on TV, so they don't think it's that bad. You understand what I'm saying? So they'll
yeah.
rather
Aliens.
they'll show you something crazy on TV, and then totally do it in real life, and people are so desensitized with everything with the internet.
The whole government saying, "Oh, aliens exist." I mean,
Nobody gives a fuck.
nobody cares.
The first thing they did was make memes on it. You gotta love that.
Even if they didn't say that, I feel like if aliens just showed up and started walking down the street, people would probably look, but it would just be like okay, that's weird,
Just
and
hold
then
the
keep
door open.
going.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you'd look at it like, oh, that's weird. It's not Halloween. Something like that. It wouldn't be like oh shit, there's an alien.
Yeah, you instead of running away, you would walk up to it. Like, how you
Right.
doing? I've seen a lot of movies about you.
Yeah.
Have you phoned home yet?
I
Stupid shit.
saw your cousin on TV just last night.
I didn't like the
Uh,
1980s version of Aliens, but there's always bad.
yeah. As far as getting caught goes, I feel like, taking an extra break or, dipping into the dessert before you're supposed to, just and then like getting caught. It's a silly thing, but it's kind of like that quick, that just
Getting
jolt
your
of, oh, you got me. You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
get your hand caught in the cookie jar.
Right.
That
Yeah. It
that's
happens.
that's a second nature type thing that it makes your blood flow more. I'm not
Yeah.
supposed to do that, but I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to touch
I don't
that,
know how many
but I'm
times.
touching it.
My wife's like, don't touch that. I'm using that for something else.
All right, example right here.
Well,
How many times have you gone into somebody's house, somebody that and you go into their bathroom? What's the first thing you do when you go into their bathroom? Open their medicine
look
cabinet.
at. I was gonna say I usually look at their counters and see what they have on their counters.
Yeah,
Or
the
if
same
they
thing.
have a
Open their
cabinet, yeah, I'll look at their cabinet.
You're not supposed to. It's bad.
No.
And when you do it, you're like, just looking in. It's
Yeah.
the same type of thing.
It is.
I remember one time I did that, and I seen a cologne, and I'm like, oh, it's nice. Let me smell it. And I pulled it out just to smell it. Meaningless, little, simple thing, just to smell it. And I hit something, a medicine bottle, and the bottle fell down. It opened up, it went everywhere. I'm like, holy fuck. I felt bad. I felt stupid, but it was fun.
Right.
It gave me a cool feeling.
Right.
And all I was doing was just checking something.
No,
Okay.
you're right. Dude. I mean, I feel like everybody does it, and
Yep.
really walking into a house, you kind of look around. Like, I feel like I don't judge anybody, but like you still kind of look around and gauge your environment, right? You just know what you're walking into. Everybody does it, but occasionally you get, you're at a neighbor's house or something, and you get caught staring at something, and stuff like that. It's just that weird feeling of like, it's just that quick, kind of feeling that you
It
get.
also helps you understand that person better to get like more in depth of how they think and what they do. Because there's plenty of times I feel like doing something in my home. I'm like, nah, that might look stupid. And then you go to your neighbor's house. He's like, oh yeah, that does look good. And then you think that, yeah, we kind of got the same vibe going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. I feel that exactly. The vibe is a good word for kind of similarities. You vibe together, kind of thing. All right, next up. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, say you should come to my house, check out all my shit. I'll go to your house, check out all your shit, and see how we vibe after that.
Yeah,
You'll
no,
probably never
it would
speak
either.
to me. You live in this?
What a boring ass house.
Yeah.
Hey, you can come over here. I've got 4 big ass dogs running around my house. You'd be like, get me the hell out of here.
Yeah, dogs don't like me. Dogs. my kid's mother, when she was pregnant, she had a Rottweiler, and when she was pregnant, the dog's name was Raja. Did not let me go near her. It didn't. I entered the relationship with her having a dog, so it wasn't like we both had it as a puppy. So it was so very protective. Right. And ever since then, I had that like leeriness and a fear of Rottweilers. And every other Rottweiler I came in contact with, I had an issue with. Bit me in my leg, bit me in my ankle, and then nope. So when you have 4 dogs, I don't care what they are. I already think Rottweiler. I'll stay away.
They're not Rottweiler, but they are big. I mean, one's a Shepherd, one's a Pyrenees Husky mix, the other one's a Pyrenees Collie mix, and then the last one's a small one. But the 3 big ones make up for the small one.
Does the tail like just knock shit over?
All the damn time.
Especially the
Shepherd, my biggest one is a 7-month-old name. His name's Frank. He's a Pyrenees and Husky. He's already like 80 pounds and he's 7 months old. He's probably going to end up being like 120, maybe 130 pounds.
Really?
Yeah, he's
you don't even
big.
need any guns in your house. You got
no. Wow. So and they're all pretty big. They're but still, the wiener dog's not. Actually, she's big too for her size.
Yeah.
But
Dachshunds are cool. Does your dachshund have bad breath?
She has days. She has days. There's days where she has bad breath, but it's not consistent.
Okay. Going back to my kid's mother, they had a few dachshunds, and one dachshund, you feed it anything, and it always had bad breath. And I remember a story she told me when, before I was there, they had a dachshund, and they dropped a lasagna on the ground, and right before they were trying to get it, the dog was just jump, and just ate itself like a goldfish to death. And that dog was dumb shit. What I understand,
yeah.
Dumb shit. But they're cute. I love dogs.
They are very, very cute dogs, but they definitely. It's funny because we looked into like if dogs that are in a house when their owner dies, dachshunds are one of the first are one of the top breeds to actually go and eat their owner first.
I've heard that.
Yes.
Heard that.
Uh-huh. It's a
Wow.
weird fact, but
Yeah, I'm not getting a dog.
yeah, don't get a dachshund. Not
Now,
if you
what
plan
part do
on
they start eating first?
eyelashes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know this?
I don't remember. We looked it up on something, but I don't know. It was eyelashes first. There might be. I don't know what the reasoning is. Maybe I have no idea.
Wow. Yeah.
Don't quote me, because you know what's going to end up happening. I'm going to make a clip out of this, and I'll find the actual answer, and it's going to be wrong, and then I'll just
They
like
don't
post
eat
it
that
over.
first.
But I'm pretty sure, guys. I'm pretty sure it is the eyelashes, or not the eyelashes, the eyelids.
Oh,
But anyways, all right.
weird
Next
shit.
up, yeah, unexpected guests. You hanging out at the house, get a knock on the door, aren't expecting anybody to come over. Just that instant kind of what the fuck, yeah.
Yeah, my unexpected guests goes. I've talked about my ex a few times, but where I'm at right now, me and my wife live right next door to her parents,
Right.
and my kid's mother, her parents live right next door to us.
Oh, on either side.
No. When I was with my kid's mother, we lived in Delaware. Her parents live right next door. I'm back in Jersey. I split up with her, so now new wife, her parents live next door. So we don't really get them coming by here now. But the first in-laws, they used to come over all the time, and it's usually at the most inconvenienced time. And they had that, I'll come over anytime I want, and they would just walk in. At least this one, they have, respect. They'll either call or they'll just come over, and her mother would come over, just like open the door and grab a cigarette and some wine, and just stay away from my father-in-law for a while. But they're cool. I don't mind them. I don't mind that. But
That's good.
other than that, the other unwanted guest I would have to say is menstrual cycle. That's the other one I don't like.
Yeah, there's so my neighbors have kids, and they each have a specific knock. And so when there's one that has a cop knock, and like it every time we'll be like watching TV or just hanging out eating dinner, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn it. And like we know who it is, but it just makes you jump. But then like if you get we have a Ring doorbell too, so it's even if we're not at home and it goes off, it's that same thing. Like who the hell's at our house right now that we're not there? We weren't expecting anybody.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, nobody really bothers us here. I mean, my family members are in Delaware and Florida, so I don't have to worry about that surprise guest. And it's funny, a lot of people joke about this. Years ago, when you were a teenager, if somebody rings your doorbell, you're like, who is it? Come on in. Want a cup of coffee? Now, if somebody knocks on your door, you're like, who the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
and we still do it. We do that.
It's insane how life has just turned upside down, where you rather be alone, and that's because of the phones, the cell phones. It's like you have such easy access. I don't care if you live right down the block. Hey, I'm stopping over. No problem. I know who's coming over.
Yeah.
I know how long it's going to take him to come over. So when I hear a knock, I'm going to be relaxed. But it's that nowadays you get that knock, you're like, I lock everything, turn the lights off. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't know who's at the door. It could be someone, maybe the cops. But, other than that, since everybody had phones, nobody should come over
without
uninvited.
Yeah, without telling you. I agree. I agree with that.
Because the first thing you think of is there's an emergency. Something's wrong when somebody knocks at your door nowadays. Because it's too easy. You just pick up your phone. You don't have to worry about dialing a phone, rotary or push button. And then maybe they're home. If you call somebody nowadays, they're going to answer. You text somebody, they're going to answer.
Right.
So that eliminates the surprise person at your door.
Yeah, it does.
And I just had a surprise knock on my door a couple weeks ago, and it was the The solar panel people. They want to come to your house all the time. Yeah, you want some solar panels? Don't worry, you don't have to pay a thing. I don't know if that sounds like a scam in itself.
Yeah, no, right, exactly. At least not you don't have to pay anything for the first year.
Yeah, we'll pay you. Then you get a bill
Right.
for $9,000. You
Yep.
didn't read the fine print. I think Bob Levy's supposed to be getting some solar panels.
I heard they're worth it after like a year of like investing. So like you'll lose a lot of money at first getting them installed, but then you make
Yeah.
the money back because you basically make more energy than you use. So like whatever the difference is on the meter, you get credited towards your whatever.
Right. But I also
So-
heard that if they break and you have to replace it, there's nowhere to recycle these things.
Oh,
So
I didn't
you're-
know that.
So you have to pay in order to get rid of them, the broken ones.
No joke. I did not know that.
Yeah. So getting rid of these things costs more than actually paying for electric.
Okay, well. I don't know. I guess I really haven't looked that much into that.
Cancel the solar panel, people.
Right. Are you ready for the next one, man?
Let's go.
All right. Lethal fall. You're holding something, it's you're drilling, you got a hammer, you got a bowling ball, your phone, you go to drop it, and you just got that, oh shit, don't break, don't crush my toe, just that instant kind of
Yeah.
jolt.
All of her stuff around here is ceramic, glass, bowls, these weird things right here.
What is that?
It's one of those things where you put a little incense and the smoke drops
Oh,
down nice
yeah.
and slow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is the second one we had. The first one was broken when she threw it at my head, but I won't tell it. But true story, but it's okay. It was kind of a joke, right? But yeah, it's that when you drop something that is fragile, you knock something over, it's that most people freeze. I seen people like my wife. She would just stand there and do one of these jobs. I'm like, just try to catch it.
Yeah.
And you ever see those videos where somebody would drop something, they catch it, and they just, I might be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's my nature is if I drop something, I catch it. But a lot of times I see my wife just freeze up and something would shatter. I'm like, babe, it took 8 minutes for this thing to fall down. You couldn't just grab it.
8 minutes. What was it?
Something big and slow. I drink a little bit.
But like you'd be cutting with a knife or something, or you knock it off the counter like that. That's kind of a freaky situation too. Like, do you go to grab it or do you jump out of the way? What?
I go to grab it. Everything I drop, I go to grab. And I played hockey my whole life, defense goalie, so I kind of have that reflex. I mean, I've dropped stuff that sharp grabbed it, caught it, and still cut myself. It's just a reflex. And I've caught some stuff in some weird ways where I'm like, oh, I must be a ninja. But yeah,
I think I've only cracked one phone in my whole time of having cell phones, and it was a shitty phone that I bought, and I went disc golfing, and I went to bend down to get my disc, and the phone cracked in my pocket somehow. And I don't know how it happened, but it wasn't because I dropped it. But I'm always like, whenever I do drop my phone, I'm always like, ah!
That's why you should never put your phone in your back pocket. I put my phone in my back pocket and I sat on my seatbelt, cracked the screen. And you just mentioned dropping your phone. I use a phone for work, and somebody bumped into me. My phone fell straight down glass first, right onto a rock, and shattered the whole phone. Just completely shattered the phone. That's when I had that moment.
Yes, it's cringy.
Yeah,
because it's not cheap to fix it either.
And everything felt like it was in slow motion. It was like, and just watching it face first crash.
I feel like whenever it's something that's of value, it's always slow motion.
Yes.
If it doesn't really,
how much is going to cost?
Yes.
How much is going to be bad? Am I going to get fired? Is she going to beat my ass? Everything.
Yes. It depends on if it's valuable, because I've definitely dropped plates and shattered them and didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Dumb shit you don't care.
yeah.
Anything worth of has a value to it. Yeah, I could see that. Cringe.
But yes, yeah, cringe. I think cringe is probably the best way to describe that feeling.
Yeah, I've gotten like the same feeling dropping something and then watching certain videos and
Mm.
like watching people do a podcast. You get that cringe. It's like, oh no, please don't. Oh.
All right, man. Well, we got 3 more. You ready for the next one?
Let's go.
All right. Empathy. I think the best way to explain this is you're watching NASCAR or hockey or whatever movie, and somebody goes and they, I don't know, like a dirt bike goes and hits a ramp, and you're hoping that they make it to the other side, and you got that like rush of adrenaline for them. You know what I'm talking about? And then they don't make it, and you're like, oh, and you actually almost feel,
You
feel
feel
what
the
they're feeling.
loss. Yeah,
Yes.
but also you have those moments where uh you're at a hockey game and you see somebody get hurt and you're like, yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't be rooting for this. The guy's on the ice bleeding. But yeah, a lot of
It goes
people
both
don't even
ways.
have empathy.
Yeah. Yeah, they just don't.
Narcissists don't have empathy.
Yeah, they don't even react to situations. There's no emotional connection with anything.
Just like turning the page of life. Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
Mhm. But no, like I mean, shit. Titanic. I felt bad when they were going down and people were floating around in the water.
Yeah. What about the bitch that wouldn't let Jack on the damn door? There was a lot of
Yeah.
room on that door. I don't care what people say. You could feel like 3 people on that thing.
Right. I mean, just lay on top of me. I'm cold anyways. Shit.
Can you pee on me real quick?
Oh man, yeah, no, I feel like that's one of those feelings that everybody has, and some people won't admit it, unless obviously narcissists. There are people out there that lack emotion in general, but I think a good
Yes.
general population of people have that reaction of situations where they actually care in the sense that they understand that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but a lot of people throw that fake emotion when they act like they have empathy and they don't. Because once they see something or they talk about it and they're trying to show empathy, for some reason, the narcissists bring it right back to them. Well, yeah, I know he got hit by a car, but I stubbed my toe the other day so I can understand the pain they're
Yes.
going
Oh,
through. And it's like,
I feel like that's more
dude,
of the one up people. The people one up the story.
yes, yeah, but those people most likely are narcissists, and they don't
Yes.
have they just don't have empathy, and
Yeah.
they think they do nothing wrong. So, and again, the story always comes back to how that similar story happened to them, and why you should feel more empathy towards that person than the real reason why you're telling the story that you're telling.
Right. No, I agree with that. There's definitely those people out there. I know a few of them.
Yeah. Well, I know
I,
one that's a stutterer.
they stutter and do it.
A stuttering John that I know of. Good guy. A lot of people mark
Oh,
him as a
stuttering John.
narcissist.
That's too good.
Yeah, but he
I
has.
think a lot of people know who that guy is.
Yeah, I mean he has the traits. He has the traits, but a lot of people are thinking that he might be just a really good actor, and this is all just a show. Don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. It really is. I think, it's kind of like with today's world and making sure that you don't offend somebody, like, because you don't know how they're feeling. And if you hurt their feelings, then you can be held accountable for it, even legally now. It's like, oh, he attacked me verbally and said something that I wasn't comfortable with, and now I want to report it, and whatever.
And a lot of times it's not even the people that are getting offended. It's not what that person's actually doing to offend you. It's just
Yeah.
what you take and how your
Yep.
day was or is going, and what's going on in your life is going to take that. I got fired from a job for potentially inciting a riot.
For what?
Um,
Potentially? Did you say potentially?
potentially inciting a riot because now it was Halloween, great time, same time,
Right.
and I worked at a like a car detailer shop, car wash type thing, and I worked at person of sales where I try to sell the customer, you want this, you want that, and once I get what they want, I write the ticket, put the ticket on the window with tape inside. And Halloween time, me and one of the guys, because once I put it on the car goes through the thing and comes out the end. And I used to write on the thing a little note, and we were doing hangman, playing the hangman game. So I wrote the hangman thing on there and I put it on there. And the guy who owned the car, I was friends with, and he saw that. And he's like, what is this? And the one manager didn't like me. He's like, you know what? This is racist. And he marked it as racist, and I got fired for it. I literally got fired
I mean, I'm
because they said
sorry
I
for
was.
laughing. I'm sorry
No,
for
no,
laughing.
it's insanely funny because it's insane. But
Yes.
that's how people are. If
Yeah.
you're having a bad day, you're going to interpret things a certain way. That's why when shit goes on in my life that's fucked up, I put that shit aside when I'm talking to people
Right. You
because
have to.
you don't want that to affect your way of discussing shit with the person you're talking to. And
Mhm.
especially the people that you're trying to talk to a certain way, and you're telling your story, and they're like, they want to talk while you're talking. It's like, bitch, you're not even listening to what the fuck I'm saying because you're
Right.
already wanting to cut me off. So that means you're not listening to half of it, and the other half you already thought you're already in your thought process of what you're gonna say. And
Yep.
and those are the people that are the same way. It's like if you need to listen instead of wanting to respond so quickly. You have to listen to everything. And that person thought I was trying to incite a riot because I wrote and it was a blatantly exact thing of a hangman. The circle, the legs, the thing with the lines underneath, some letters
Yep.
on it. And
Yeah.
it was uh it needed to have two letters to know that the mirrors have to be pushed in somehow. So it's a button. It was power window, so I put PM on it. Yeah, it's a joke. If you
Yeah.
look at 7 other things that I wrote on there, I did a Batman sign that said PM. I did other stuff. A guy jumping off a bridge, and then the hangman. Yep, that's the one. He's trying to incite her. But the guy that fired me, the manager, him and I never really got along. You know, he was thinking I was trying to take his job, and he was pretty flamboyant. Him and his husband worked there, and I would always joke around with his husband. So he probably took it as, oh, you want to get my job, you want to get my man, and I was just being silly old stupid me. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
And the day he had reflected on my job. So I don't even know
Yeah.
how this story happened, but we were talking
No,
about
man.
this, but
It's yeah. No, you're right. I mean, what we were talking about, what was it?
empathy.
And I don't know. No, yeah, empathy, and I don't know how we got on that subject, but whatever.
That's how these conversations go.
Yep, that's literally how this show goes, man. It goes wherever it goes. Here's how it works. If it gets off topic to the point where I'm not interested or it does not pertain at all to like the concept of the show, I'll redirect it pretty quick. But if it flows and it's entertaining or it's informative, then I just let it go. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not trying to incite a riot again. I already
Yeah.
did
You know
that
what?
once.
No hangman on this show.
No,
Okay.
I never did it again. Never did it again. Don't want to get fired.
All right. You ready for the next one, man?
Let's go.
Almost wipeout. Trips, falls, slips, slides. That immediate feeling of how to react that you get. For me, it's I have very large feet, so I'm always feeling like I'm about to trip over something.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, for me, I always prepare myself for if I trip over something, bump into something, or I'm about to fall, or I'm in the process of it. I try to make it as comical as I can so that I can laugh
Yeah.
at it too.
Yeah. You don't want to let everybody know that you're a fucking idiot and
Right.
you're doing something stupid. So
Yeah.
I try to be graceful with my wipeouts, and I try to like just groove around certain things, but I think I walk funny because have you ever like walked into like a Target, you walk in there and your tip of your shoe like scrapes and you just do that stutter step. I
Yes.
do that a bunch of times. I think I might walk different than other people, but I'm always doing that. I do that on the rug. I do that everywhere, and my shoes wear out in a certain way where um my toe. If you look at the inside of my shoes, my big toe and my second toe wears out because I'm always like crunching my toes, and I do that while I walk, and I'm always like as I walk, I always skip and trip. Everything I
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
oh.
My dogs are
Yeah,
out
are
there
they
being
home
ridiculous.
yet?
No, it's my dogs being ridiculous. I know they're not home. They're at a theme park right now.
Nice. What theme
But
park?
Silver Dollar City. It's in
Never
Missouri.
heard of it. Oh, okay.
It's in, yeah,
Oh,
Branson.
yeah,
Have you heard of
you're way.
Branson, Missouri?
Was that?
Have you ever heard of Branson, Missouri?
No.
All right. It's like a family version of Vegas, basically. There's no gambling, but there's a bunch of like entertainment and stuff to do. There's like
Almost
Southern
like a Chuck E.
Missouri.
Cheese style Vegas.
Basically, well, no, because there's a lot of adult stuff. It's like old classical, like music. There's magicians. There's a lot of like Ripley's Believe It or Not, and like the entertainment, like places you can go visit. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we've been down there a few times. It's like 3.5 hours away.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That
but
sounds like a lot of
it's not
fun.
bad.
But
Mhm.
it's a family type thing.
Yeah, it's a family. It's
So that's why
definitely
you're
not.
not there because it's a family thing.
What? Actually, the real reason why I'm not there is because I didn't know that I had the vacation time. And then when it got down to it, I only had until the 22nd of this month to use like 36 hours. And they had already booked it. And I was like, well, somebody's got to watch our 4 dogs anyways. So,
Right.
yeah, it just worked out that way. So I was like, that's fine. Enjoy yourselves. Plus, I've been there a bunch of times. So,
And no, I mean, no offense to the family members, but it is nice to stay away once in a while from your wife,
yeah,
your
it's been
girlfriend,
it's
your
been
boyfriend,
relaxing.
whoever it is. You just get away because then when you see them, it's like you realize how much you missed them, and
Yeah.
it kind of reignites that fire of love. Because a lot of people, I see a lot of people complaining about, me and my wife, we have this routine, and it's just a routine, and that's it feels like the spark is gone. It's like I want to smack those people because having a routine with somebody is the most important thing in a relationship. Well, a very important thing in a relationship because a lot of people don't have the routine. You have to
Mhm.
have a routine, but yet do other shit with that routine. Because my
Mhm.
routine with my wife every week now, I work from Sunday. She's home. She cleans the house. Start work. I come home, and then by Wednesday, but it's my last day. Thursday, I really do nothing. I clean the house, and she's at work, so I take care of shit. Then Saturday comes, we do the laundry. It's like every week the same
Every
thing,
week,
but
yeah,
but I act like an idiot throughout that week to make it fun. And she does the
yeah,
same thing. It's like, you have to have a routine in a relationship
right.
because if not, it's just you're going to be bumping heads.
Yep. No, I
So,
agree 100%.
so when people say we have a routine, just be thankful because that's love. That's part of being in love is finding that routine.
Yeah, I agree. I
It's
agree with
funny how
that.
we started out with Wipeout and now
Well,
having
yeah.
good relationships.
Wipeout. Oh, what a great
Wipeout into a
relationship.
good routine.
But it's all good, man. It's all good. But it's I don't even know how we ended up from that to that, but it's whatever.
That's the way these things go.
That's exactly how these things go. And it's even better when you got 3 or 4 people, then it goes all over the place.
Yes, it branches out, but it always ends up
Yes.
falling right back into it.
All right, man. All right, last one for the show, okay?
Sir, been fun, by
Says,
the way, man.
thank you, man. This is a lot of fun. This next one says quick creatures. You ever, for example, let me give you an example here. I was driving in my car. I see a spider crawling on the speaker or the radio. And I swat it with I don't remember what I had on me, and I go to look and it's not there, and it's just that immediate like where to go. It's still there. It's somewhere in the car. What that feeling
It's almost the same feeling as if you walk into a spider web and you don't see the spider, think it's on you. Oh, yeah. I'm
You're
sorry, you're breaking up. Hello? Yeah, I lost him. Really? I don't know if he left. It still says I'm live. That really sucks. Back.
hello. Hey, I'm
Hey, he
here.
is.
I gotta love that Wi-Fi, man.
I know. I thought it was me for a second, and I had to double check.
No, it wasn't. It's actually very windy here, and it's for some reason it messes with my Wi-Fi, man.
It says we're still live. We still live?
We are still live, man. We're gonna go ahead and
I think I
wrap it
kept
up.
it live. Yeah.
Huh?
So we were
Yeah,
talking about
we're live, man.
unwanted creatures. What was it?
Yes, it was quick creatures. You know, like the spider smacking it, and it just going somewhere in the car.
Yeah. I one of the weirdest bugs I've ever seen was a black widow spider. Black widow spider, they're poisonous. And speaking of quick creatures, we used to play street hockey with my nephews and my kids in the garage, and we accidentally hit the ball and went underneath my toolbox. And my toolbox sat there for years, never moved it. It was one of those big red Craftsman. Never moved it. But being that it went underneath there, I moved it out. I had two Black Widow pockets of eggs. And
man.
I never in my life thought a Black Widow spider would be there. But from the luck of playing hockey and the ball went over there, I noticed it. And I don't like spiders. I don't like spiders. If I see a spider, yeah, I'm like my mother with spiders. I could see it, look at it, but if it touches me, I freak the hell out.
Right.
And I'll always send her like a video of like a spider video, and she freaks out and hates it. But yeah, spiders, I'll kill them. I'll leave everything else alive: ants, bees, wasps. Enjoy it. But spiders, I can't deal with.
Right. Yeah. No.
But just having that visual of driving in the car and seeing a spider and trying to kill it, and then
it's
don't
just
know
gone.
if you killed it.
Yeah.
Because in my case, I'm driving, focused on driving. Spider, now focus on spider. And I would sit there and just do this and try to kill it. And then if I don't kill it, I probably will get into an accident. So now watch. Now that you said it, I'm going to run into the
It's gonna
situation
happen now.
where it's going to happen.
You're gonna go get who cares about that serial killer in the back seat? There's a fucking spider somewhere in my car.
Oh God! One of the craziest things, if you see a spider on your windshield, and you're like, "Yeah, I got you." You turn on the windshield wipers, and it goes.
Yep.
The spider's still there. You're like, "Oh fuck, he's on the inside."
I know that feeling too, man.
Oh,
what a great way to end this episode, man.
Yeah, right. Lost the episode, brought it back.
Seriously though, it's funny that you mentioned the windshield wipers, because I feel like that's something a lot of people probably do too.
Yeah.
You see that bug and you try to get it with the wipers.
And the crazy thing is when you see it on the windshield, you're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you nasty ass bug," and you do that, and you go from being mean to like, "Oh shit, he's at the inside." Oh. Now everywhere I'm looking right now, I'm thinking of spiders. Thanks a lot. Great.
You're
made
welcome.
Me paranoid before this episode
You're welcome.
was over, you bastard. Man, it's been awesome being on your show again, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. You're always welcome to come on as long as I'm doing one.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You know my my schedule.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And to everybody that's gonna watch or is gonna listen, I always tell everybody I appreciate you. If it wasn't for you guys, I would still be doing this, but it helps that I have you guys listening.
Hey, yes, it does, man. And like I
and,
said,
and,
it's a lot of people like us where we just like to have fun,
mhm,
have the same type of thought process.
mm,
Meaningless fun. That's all it is. Meaningless
that's-
fun. No drama. We don't hate you. Just if you hate us, that's fine. Just leave it to yourself.
yeah, I mean, you don't have to like. I mean, if you don't like it, don't like it. You don't have to watch it.
Yeah,
Not
it's easy.
everybody's gonna like
Push the
my
button.
content. I don't expect everybody to like it, but hey, it is what it is, right?
Yes, sir.
Hey, until next time, everybody, we'll see you around.